When you hear this rant, you're going to understand why I asked for donations to keep this on the air, because no one pays us. These guys have to be paid. And we're not paid by the PMO, by taxpayers. In this election, there's something very, very unique and new that you have to guard against, and that is misinformation. Oftentimes, I talk about the mainstream news, and they are paid by the Prime Minister's office. The Toronto Star will not reveal how much money it gets from the government. The government won't reveal how much money it gives the Toronto Star and some other outlets. Of course, the CBC is public, but CTV gets a lot of money. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. But I don't want to castigate all of the fine people, not some of the fine people that work for those networks and those papers. There are terrific journalists and terrific honest people, and they do their fact-checking. And then there's others who know the facts, and they skew them somewhat. And now we're coming up with AI, artificial intelligence. You might have seen pictures of Carney with Epstein. Totally created. Baloney. So what's the answer, you say? Well, first of all, on this station, we do a lot of fact-checking. We're always scrupulous. So you can disagree with some of the opinions. But I don't think you're ever going to find someone saying something that is not considered and not the truth. And of course, we are not a news aggregate. We don't give you the news. We give opinions and interpretations. But as a voter, and this election is so critically important to this country, this election is going to impact generations of Canadians to come. And it's a very difficult election. You have a party that's been out of control for 10 years, in my view, really, really doing damage to Canada. And now they want to be forgiven. The same ministers are there. They say, oh, no, we've changed our minds. Now we're going to do something else. That's one thing. We have another party, been out of power for years and years and years. And a lot of people say, well, we don't like the leader. Even though there are fine, fine, fine people all around the leader. And many people say the leader himself is very fine. Some people say, we just don't like his smile or lack thereof. It's going to be a tough election. But the main thing is, my point is, check the facts. And Google, if you will, and have some judgment and discuss it. And they were told me the other day that such and such happened. And I said, that's absolute baloney. He said, well, I read it. Everything you read is not true. So it's a matter of discussing, being a good citizen, learning as much as you can about something, and don't give in to the baloney, the absolute blarney that people say about all three parties. Oh, major ones. Most people say there's only two parties that are major because the NDP have really, really lost their base when they talk about, class struggles. That's like university politics. But there are two major parties vying for your vote. So please check the facts and make sure that when you vote, that you're doing it based on a considered, thoughtful opinion, your own, based on the facts. 3 minutes, and thank you. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago, we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.